Being too nice can be absolutely destructive to your bank account and your career. Seriously, in this explainer, we're going to break down the 5 biggest reasons why that constant urge to help everyone might be the very thing holding you back. So, let's dive right in.
So, let me ask you this. Have you ever been in that situation, you're completely stressed out, maybe counting pennies, while the very person you just helped out is posting pictures from their beach vacation? Yeah. If that hits a little too close to home, then you've probably fallen into what I call the kindness trap. Trust me, it's not generosity, it's self-sabotage that's just dressed up to look like a virtue.
All right, let's kick things off with reason number 5. You probably see yourself as the hero, right? Always swooping in to save the day. But is that really how other people see you? Or have you just become a doormat?
Look, this might sound a little harsh, but it's a really important distinction. Every single time you help someone who's perfectly capable but just lazy, you're not being a hero. You're being an enabler. You're actually stopping them from ever having to learn to stand on their own 2 feet. And in the process, you just become this soft cushion for them to wipe their problems on.
And this is where the real disconnect happens. In your head, you feel noble, kind, helpful. But the reality, to them, you just look like an easy target. It's not about being a good friend. It's actually a form of self-disrespect. And people can sense that.
So what do you do about it? Here's a super simple tool, the 3-strike rule. Look, help someone once? That's just being a decent human being. Help them a second time with the same thing? Okay, maybe it's a coincidence. But that 3rd time they ask for the same exact help? Nope, that's a pattern. You just have to refuse. Firmly. No big speech, no drama, just protect your time and energy.
Okay, now let's bring this whole idea into the workplace. Reason number 4, the corporate sacrifice. We all know this person, right? The ultimate team player who's always staying late, always picking up the slack, and maybe, just maybe, that person is you.
This is the cold, hard truth of the corporate world that a lot of people don't want to hear. You think all that extra work you're doing shows how dedicated you are, but from management's perspective, they just see a cheap, easily replaceable asset. You're basically a free subsidy for their budget. You see, you think you're being this amazing, dedicated hard worker. The company just sees a free corporate subsidy. You're not building a brilliant career, you're digging a grave for it. Because while you're buried in all that extra grunt work, your smarter colleague is out networking their way to the next promotion. So to escape this trap, you have to adopt the transaction, not donation principle. Your time, your skills, they have value. If you're asked to do extra, ask for something in return. A day off, maybe a bonus. State clearly that it's overtime. And for goodness sakes, document everything in an email. This isn't about being difficult. It's about being a professional who actually respects their own time.
Now for reason number 3, and this one's all about your mental energy. Ask yourself, have you become the designated dumping ground for everyone else's drama, their complaints, their negativity?
I mean, just think about that metaphor for a second. It's so powerful. Your grain is your single most expensive asset, and you're letting people use it as a landfill for their emotional garbage. It's incredibly draining, and it leaves you totally exhausted by problems that were never even yours to begin with.
You have to protect your mind. Here's a really simple script you can use. Step 1, when they start venting, just intercept it with a simple, "Okay, I understand." Step 2, and this is key, shift the focus by asking, "So, what's your concrete plan to fix it?" This immediately separates the real problem solvers from the people who just want to complain. If they have no plan, step 3, disengage. "Sorry, I really need to rest now. Game over."
All right, let's talk about the thing that really hurts. Cold, hard cash. Reason number 2 is the massive financial black hole that being too nice creates, especially when it comes to lending money to friends and family.
I mean, how infuriating is this image? It's so true, though. You're over there working your tail off to patch the holes in their luxury cruise ship while your own little boat is slowly taking on water. You are literally sacrificing your own financial stability to fund their lifestyle. It's completely absurd when you think about it.
And this is the painful reality of it, isn't it? You're eating instant noodles for dinner and maybe putting off paying a bill so they can go on a shopping spree or buy the newest gadget. This isn't charity. You're subsidizing a lifestyle that you yourself can't even afford.
The only solution here is a hard and fast rule. Before you even think about lending money, do an honest audit of your own finances. If you are not 100% financially stable, then lending money is absolutely forbidden. The answer is always no. And you can just use this simple script. "Sorry, I'm financially struggling too. I can't help. That's it. No more explanation needed."
And that brings us to the #1 reason, the most important reason why being too nice is costing you. And it all comes down to a fundamental law of economics, the value of scarcity.
Now, this law doesn't just apply to things like gold or oil or stocks. It applies to you. It applies to your time, your energy, your help. When the supply of you is basically infinite and always available, your value, it just plummets.
And here's the brutal truth of it. When you're always there, always available, always saying yes, people don't see you as dependable or kind. They see you as someone with nothing better to do. And in their eyes, your perceived value drops all the way to 0.
So what do? You have to create artificial scarcity. Now, this is not about playing manipulative games. This is about basic self-respect. Stop being a 24/7 help desk. Put a little delay in before you reply to messages. Show people through your actions that you have your own life, your own goals, your own priorities. You have to make your time a privilege that's earned, not a right that's just given away. Let this one really sink in. You are not a backup option. You are not a spare tire to be used only when someone's first choice falls through. Deciding that you won't be treated that way is maybe the ultimate act of self-respect. So this all brings us to a final choice, a final metaphor. Are you going to be the foolish candle, the one that completely burns itself out just to light the way for other people? Or are you going to be the sun, shining brightly, powerfully, but also burning anyone who dares to get too close without showing the proper respect?
And let's be perfectly clear about one thing. The goal here isn't to become a jerk or a mean person. Not at all. It's about becoming a good person with thorns. It's about having principles and the self-respect to actually protect yourself.
So I'm just going to leave you with this one final question to think about. Are you going to continue to be a doormat, or are you ready to start building your own value? The choice, as always, is yours.